Captain Alex Thompson of the Earth Diplomatic Corps stared at the assembled alien representatives in bewilderment. The enormous conference room aboard the Galactic Council station fell silent as all 6 eyes of Ambassador Krill focused on him. "I'm sorry," Alex said, clearing his throat. "Could you repeat that?" The tall, exoskeleton-covered ambassador clicked his mandibles in what Alex had learned was their equivalent of a sigh. "We are concerned about your species' vulnerability in the galactic theater, Captain Thompson. Your lack of natural defenses is troubling." Alex glanced down at his standard-issue uniform, then back up at the ambassador, whose chitinous plating gleamed under the artificial lights. Around the table, representatives from 12 other species watched with varying expressions of concern or curiosity. Most possessed some form of natural armor, scales, plates, shells, or reinforced hides. With all due respect, Ambassador, humans have managed just fine for thousands of years. The reptilian delegate, Admiral Thrax, leaned forward. His emerald scales caught the light as he spoke. "Captain, we've reviewed your species' medical data. Your skin tears easily, your bones break, your organs are unprotected by any natural shielding. You're essentially soft creatures walking around in easily damaged packages." A murmur of agreement rippled through the gathering. "The Admiral is correct," added Representative Moros, whose stone-like exterior made him look like a walking statue. "In the interest of Alliance stability, we suggest implementing mandatory exo-armor for all human representatives and military personnel." Alex suppressed a smile. This wasn't the first time he'd encountered this particular misconception. "I appreciate your concern, but I think there's been a misunderstanding about human physiology." "Enlighten us," Krill said, mandibles twitching skeptically. "Humans don't have armor because we don't need it in the same way your species do. We evolved differently." Alex stepped around the table, addressing the entire council. "While we lack external protection, we have something possibly more valuable: incredible regenerative capabilities." Dr. Emily Reed, the human medical officer who had been quietly observing from the side of the room, stepped forward with a holographic display unit. "May I?" she asked Alex, who nodded. "What Captain Thompson is referring to is this," she said, activating a series of anatomical projections. "Human tissue is constantly regenerating. Our skin completely replaces itself approximately every 27 days. Our liver can regrow up to 70% of its mass if damaged. Our bones not only heal but often become stronger at the point of a previous break." The delegates leaned in, some with expressions of disbelief. "Furthermore," Emily continued, "humans possess extraordinary endurance capabilities. We evolved as persistence hunters, able to continue physical activity long after most species would collapse from exhaustion." Admiral Thrax nodded. "Fascinating, but how does this compare to protective plating that can deflect energy weapons?" Alex smiled. "Because armor has limitations, Admiral. It can crack, it can fail, and most importantly, it doesn't adapt. Human tissue learns. Every injury we survive teaches our bodies how to become more resilient. And that's before we even discuss pain tolerance," Emily added. "Humans can continue functioning through injuries that would incapacitate many species. Our adaptability is our armor." Representative Moros rumbled deeply, the sound of stone grinding against stone. "Your claims are interesting but unproven in galactic conflict scenarios." The doors to the conference room slid open. Commander Jack Wilson entered, his uniform torn and dirty, a bandage wrapped around his forearm. Despite his appearance, he walked with purpose. "Apologies for my tardiness in appearance," Jack said with a nod to the council. "There was an incident during training exercises with the Dracalian warriors." Krill's antenna stiffened. "The Dracalians? Their gravity is twice that of Earth's standard. Their combat training has killed 3 different species representatives." Jack shrugged. "It was educational. They have some impressive techniques." "Commander Wilson," Alex said calmly, "perhaps you could share your medical status with the council?" 3 broken ribs, mild concussion, multiple lacerations, and this. He held up his bandaged arm. "Fractured radius. Should all be healed within 3 to 4 weeks. The Dracalian captain will be recovered in about the same time frame. though his exoskeleton damage will require specialized treatment. A stunned silence fell over the room. You defeated a Dracalian captain, Thrax asked incredulously. I wouldn't say defeated, Jack replied modestly. It was more of a draw, though apparently continuing to fight after sustaining multiple fractures isn't standard protocol for most species. Alex turned back to the council. What humans lack in natural armor, we make up for in adaptability, regeneration, and frankly, stubborn persistence. We don't need external protection because our entire evolutionary strategy is built around taking damage and recovering. Krill's 6 eyes blinked in sequence. Perhaps we have miscalculated the vulnerability of your species. A common mistake, Alex replied with a smile. Humans look soft because compared to your species we are. But we're designed to bend, break, and heal stronger. In many ways, that's more practical than armor that, once cracked, stays damaged. As the council members murmured among themselves, Dr. Reed quietly updated her medical files. Under human physiological advantages, she added a new note: psychological impact on allied species. Significant. Appearance of vulnerability creates underestimation of actual resilience, possibly our greatest defensive advantage in galactic relations. The truth was simple. Humans didn't need natural armor because they were already, in their own unique way, practically indestructible.